Right on. So today I am doing some printing. I sold a piece, and it's called Fresh Grounds, and we're going to be doing it on Red River Polar Gloss Metallic 255. Now I've done all the editing, I've done all the stuff. I have made sure that I downloaded the color profile for this photo or this paper specifically, and I've already done all the things I need to do to make sure I can print it on Lightroom. I do all my printing through Lightroom. I'm a photographer, not a graphic designer, so I try to stay away from Photoshop as much as I possibly can. So, if you take a good photo, you don't need to tweak it much. Just personal perspective. So, anywho's it's. I have not opened this yet, just because because these are for resale. I wanted to make sure that there was no dust or anything like that was getting on them, and in fact, before I do any printing, I make sure that my printer is cleaned. Right now, my office, our office space is really limited, so it's kind of all of the space is the space that you have to work with. So we need to make sure that sometimes it gets a little dusty in between prints. Not terribly. I mean, it really just takes a microfiber cloth to get it on there. I stay away from any kind of fluids. I want a dry environment, not too dry. I do have a hygrometer that measures my home's humidity levels at all times, and we make sure that we keep our humidity in our house everywhere right around 55%, anywhere between 50 to 55%. We do let it drop below 50%, but we don't let it get anywhere near 30 or a higher 30s or low 40s. It just gets too dry. So anyways, besides the point. One of the things about resale on these, I wanted to make sure that oils and stuff didn't transfer over. Now with all of my other prints before this, I've just handled it with my hands just because I'm learning. It's okay that I'm handling them. I want to make sure that I get used to handling them, and I didn't want to, but I just got myself a pair of white cotton gloves. These are archival level cotton gloves. And now that I've opened them, I'm sure that they're contaminated at some point. But, as long as I keep them clean and out of reach of other things to be cross-contaminated, they should work exactly how I need to. 2 pairs, $9 at Ben Franklin. Right on. And then immediately for my big 13 by 19s, these are going into the self-sealed, acid-free acrylic sheathing. They will go in as soon as they're dry. I want to make sure that I don't put them in too early, but I want to make sure that I put them in fairly quickly. Before I do this big print on the 13 by 19, I need to do a test print. These are one of the few photos that I actually didn't do a test print, just because I wanted to make sure that I saved ink for the actual prints. I do have ink on its way, but that was kind of important for me that I make sure I do a test print. However, I am going to do a test print on the metallic paper. This is a two-fold test print. I've already done one test print with bedded bubbles on the metallic paper, but I have not done it with anything else. So this is going to be the second print on this paper. And so I need to make sure that the color profiles and all of the things are squared away before I decide to print a big 13 by 19. It's a lot of ink. It's a big paper, and it's a waste of money. So let's dive into it. Red River Red River suggests that you open it right away within a set time frame, because if anything is damaged, they allow you to send it back, and they will either refund you or they'll send you a new thing of paper. And I really like that. I really like Red River as a whole. They're not perfect, you know, they're human in some of the interactions that I've had, but it's kind of what you're looking for that's kind of what I'm looking for, at least. I want real people that I'm dealing with. And they are definitely real people. Right on. So what I want to do here is, I don't want to handle this very, very much, but I do want to put on my new gloves. Wow. Now, it's going to be really hard to see just yet, but there is a metallic sheen, if I can use the light from the window, on this paper. Absolutely incredible. I think we made a right choice on using the polar luster, or the polar, is it polar luster? Yeah, because there's two choices. Yeah, oh, this is polar gloss. That's right, polar gloss. When we ordered, polar luster was all out, and that's fine. It wasn't. We saw both, and it wasn't very much of a huge difference, but it was enough for us to go, this would look good on that as well. So let's do this. All right, let's load the printer. I don't know about you, and tell me if this is like a good process or not a good process, but I like to pull my paper from the back of the box. I feel like it's kind of like not eating the heel of toast or some bread. It just kind of keeps a protective layer on it at all times. But yeah, right on. Paper is loaded. Let's go to the computer and hit print. Right on. So I'm back at my computer now. Just wait for it to load up. What I need to do is, I have it currently, I'm currently having it developed for a 13 by 19. So what I need to do is, I need to go back to this shot. That's not true. That's not how I want to do it. I want to do 8.5 by 11. All right, enter. Yep, that looks better. Print. Right on. Let's hit print. One of the things that I love about the Epson 15,000, Expressions 15,000, is that it doesn't require a landline, and I haven't seen any reduction in quality of. I thought maybe that if I send something through Bluetooth or wireless, that it will lose data in the transmission, which would pretty much ensure a horrible print. So I did it a couple test prints as on Bluetooth, and it worked out just fine. And I was like, cool. So yeah, I can literally have my printer anywhere in my house and print with no problem. as feared. This is why we do test prints right here. Look how red that is. That's not right. It's not right. Let's go back to the computer. So I made my adjustments that I think that I needed. I kind of just went to my color grading and I readjust the reds. One of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to really look at this photo. One of the things that I've noticed is that if you can see the individual droplets of red, it's really in the fringe. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but it's kind of a filler color. So I wanted to see where that color that's on this photo was represented on the screen. And what I did was I made sure that I made adjustments that only adjusted that area in the photo. Now I did that by going to the color grading or the curve, and I just reduced the red midtones. That's it. We're going to do it. I reduced them down to where they should be greenish enough that when they print, it should still be very golden, and that the red should be cut out. So we'll see how it goes. To the printer. Right on. I scurried back to my printer. Let's set that misprint down. I don't know what I should do with these. I don't know if I should give them away or should I trash them. I know they're learning experiences. I might put notes on them. Yeah. Now, because I had a misprint, I want to make sure that the printing process is going well. And it is not. So we're coming down to the end. It's about to come out. And it's very green. We are getting in the right in a better direction, but it's not printing how I intended it, which is good to know. But this is all waste. This is all a waste of money. Kind of. So I mean, it's a part of the costs of learning. You know, you have to pay to become an expert. You have to pay with either time, sweat, tears, all of the above, and that's how you learn. So now, like I said, I went to the color tone, the curve. I selected the reds and I reduced the midtones in the reds, and this is what happened. Now, again, this is extremely red. On the screen, it's extremely gold. And I don't know if that is what that is, and if someone else can tell me. But this is the exact same. Okay. Such differences with such a very minor solution. Wow. Okay, so I had to get rid of the mic. Right on. So in between that last video and this video, or in between this print and this print, my washing machine decided that it was going to decide to no longer work. So I had to get undressed, go change that, and now we're back. So a recap here. This was our first print. This is how I edited the photo with the Red River ICC color profile, and this is how I printed. I need to I got to figure this out. I got to either adjust the screen or something. I got to make sure that what I see on the screen is how it's going to look on the printer. And I'm not quite sure how to do that yet, but looking at the photo on the screen and looking at this photo, you can definitely tell that in the areas in what I call the fringe, it's very, when you're looking at it, it's slightly grainy. So I think the red tones are coming in bigger in size than what is anticipated. So what I did is I went through and I changed the mid-tones of the reds in the photo. And I thought I would go a little bit further than, I went almost too green, which changed the same bits, just in green. And we're talking about a minuscule. I mean, like, adjusting it with the mouse was almost difficult because it didn't take much. I mean, not at all. So what I did was I split the difference, but I also turned down the saturation ever so slightly. I think it was like by -2 is what I turned that saturation, and it came out exactly perfect. Now, for this next large print for this customers, I did turn up the vibrance by +1, and it's ever so slight, but apparently that the minuscule amounts of changes that you do on the screen versus what happens on the printer is a massive change. And I want to review my process in this. I want to make sure that I'm setting up the printer versus the printing profile cohesively. But that's yet to be seen. But for right now, I have a print that is sellable. This is an actual piece for sale. You can find that at www.afs.photography. What should I do with these misprints? Should I sell them? Should I give them away? What's practice in the photography printing world? I would love for you to leave a comment and let me know. But yeah, I figured I could just sell them as misprints and just write misprint on it, and then, right? Who knows? We'll figure that out. I'm not too worried about the quality on those yet. Let's get into printing a 13x19. This is going to be super exciting. I am super stoked. So let me get the paper out on the printer and then we'll get ready to print. Right on. Now that we're unboxed, I want to, or now that we're unwrapped, take the box lid off. I want to be really careful about maintaining these boxes. I think that they're amazing storage boxes, and I actually plan on using them as shipping boxes in the future. But let me get my gloves back on because we do not want anything on this paper. This is going to a client. So thank you for purchasing this. Thank you for seeing my art as art and wanting to put it up onto your wall. So shall we get... Oops. Oh man, look at that. So, problem with having long hair is that you shed. But that is a 13 by 19. That's amazing. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's get this on the printer and let's hit print. I've already resized it in Lightroom to print accordingly. Here we go. All right, before this gets printed, you gotta be kidding me.
No, it did not.
It did. And look at the lines too. Another misprint. Okay, so I know what I did wrong. It sucks because every mistake that I make, it costs me money. Ink and paper, birthing pains. Hate it, but embrace the suck as an old friend. You know, it's gonna come. It's gonna come around. It sucks. But you know, if you know it's coming, it just kind of sucks a little bit less. So without anything else being said, let's hope that it works this time. Let's go print. All right, so as this thing does its thing, I don't want to look at it. I am so nervous. So far, it sounds like it's doing exactly what it needs to do. Last time it printed so fast that it actually left printing lines, which was weird to me. I don't know why it would print. So the profile that I had it on was still an 8.5 by 11. That's what I was printing these on. Now, that's my fault. I should have double, triple checked my work, and I can have no one else to blame but myself. However, I wonder why the Super B A3 photo paper would print faster when it's printing a 8.5 by 11 on such a large piece of paper. I don't know why it would rush. I don't know why it would do any of that stuff, but it's yet to be seen. I could have done better at cleaning this tray. Perfect. This is absolutely perfect. My love, do you mind putting on a pair of gloves and helping me put this in the bag? That looks good, huh?
That's good.
Yeah, buddy.
That's good.
Sometimes you just gotta get a little bit of a victory dance. Wow.
That looks perfect. Well done, babe.
Thank you.
Yeah, that looks so good. Look at those. Looks like blue flames.
Mm-hmm. Don't spit. Don't spit.
Does it need to like dry for a minute?
Yes, it does. That's why I'm going to show these people.
Beautiful. Fourth time's the charm.
Fourth time is the charm. The adhesive side should be on the back side. In case it transfers over, it doesn't touch the actual image. Right on. There you have it.
Beautiful.
Fresh grounds, ready to ship.